I am a lucky guy. I'm very fortunate to do what I do for a living, to sit here on the show with you guys and to have you folks listening to us and watching us every single day and interacting with us. And I'm so lucky to do what I do for NFL Network. And this past week was just a fresh reminder of it. My trip to Munich and calling the first ever regular season game for the NFL in Germany in Allianz Arena, home to Bayern Munich football, and being in that town all week long and visiting the Seahawks in their practice at the Bayern Munich team practice facility in one part of town, and then visiting with the Buccaneers in another part of town for the academy that Bayern Munich has set up, which is a beautiful facility in itself. It's for the kids who are, who are good at their version of football, at the football, and maybe they play for Bayern Munich one day. It's unbelievable. And being in that town and meeting so many folks from Germany and around the world that came in for that game is a top 5 experience for me with the NFL Network. I'm telling you. I met Buccaneer fans from Angola and Seahawks fans from Sweden, and met somebody who came into the game from Afghanistan, someone who came from the game from Spain, from all over Europe, from Africa, because this is as close as the NFL has come in Germany. And there's no doubt in my mind the NFL is going to go back, because not only was it, and Munich is a much smaller city than London, and it transformed the town. And London absorbed it. Like, there are parts of London where you had no idea there was an NFL game in town. Pretty much everywhere you went in Munich, there was a billboard of Tom Brady. There was one of Levante David. I mean, it was everywhere.
That's cool.
Because it's a Bucs home game. There were more Bucs than Seahawks on billboards. Seahawk fans came out of the woodwork. They were everywhere.
Sounded like they were.
And
had a majority of the
I mean, I walked down the street with Mooch on Thursday. So he wanted to get a little fresh air, and I'm like, I'll walk with you. Because I walked the gardens of Munich by myself on Thursday morning, and it was just a great head clearer, just amazing. And walking with Mooch, somebody stopped him and wanted a photograph with him. And he's a diehard Falcon fan from Germany, because he started watching YouTube videos when the Falcons weren't very good, saw them and wanted to join a team that he wouldn't be accused of being a bandwagon jumper.
That's cool.
I did an Instagram live of me walking on a Saturday. I had a couple hours to kill. I'm like, I'm just going to go walking to the beer gardens. I'm just going to go there. And I Instagram live me walking around like I was a kid, And I just ran into so many fans. I ran into 2 guys from Sweden who stopped me. And one of the guys from Sweden says to me, I watch you on Sundays. Get out of here. His friend had no idea what game day morning was. So he explained to him, that's the guy right there. It's my buddy. He said to me that he watches game day morning, and he explained to his friend that it's a show about football that, talks about the games, and then they pick the games and put on a hat and go, ow! Is what he said.
In German, right?
No, in English.
Oh, he's speaking English?
He's from Sweden.
Oh, got it.
Yes. And I'd explained to his friend what a lone wolf was and, all of that.
Oh.
And they were drinking what's called Glühwein. I had no idea. It was like this hot wine.
Yeah, I've had it.
So I'm like, let me go. I'll go get one. Like, where do I get one? They pointed to some spot, and I went in the middle of this whole area, and I went online, and I said, because I'm on Instagram Live. I Instagram Live the whole thing. I said, out loud, I'm like, how do you say 3 Glühwein, please? And somebody wrote, 3 Glühwein bitte. So I saw it on the screen, and I said it. And I ordered it, and I brought my new friends from Sweden, this Glühwein. At which point, some guy walks up to me in a Buccaneers jacket, full-on Buccaneers jacket, and says to me, swear to God, in the middle of Munich, he says to me, aren't you Susie Schuster's husband?
No. Really?
And I'm like, why, yes. And he said he takes in our show every day, the day after. And he said he reached out to you, Chris, to say if he could,
Yeah,
he was in town for the game and wanted to hang out.
He hit me up on Instagram and asked me if you were doing any meetups while you were in town. I'm like, I don't really know what the schedule is. Just, I'm sure he'll be out. Just see if you can find him.
And so that's the way he.
See if you can find him.
That's the way. And we ran into each other.
That's amazing. Yeah, he sent me the photo that you had taken.
And so, for him to, I mean, he had me at hello when you say that to me in Munich.
I mean, he's obviously a fan of the show.
And then there was a Jet fan and a Patriot fan, and there, the Jet fan had a Germany Jet fan, like some German Jet fan club, and it's unreal. There's such NFL fans in Germany, unbelievable. And then the game itself, I'm getting goosebumps just saying it. It had a Super Bowl-like feel to it. It did. By that I mean neutral field. I know it was painted Buccaneers red, but there were fans. Seahawks fans were there.
It sounded more Seattle,
there were fans of every team there. It was neutral field. It was eventized. It was huge. Like there was a whole to-do build up for the week, just like a Super Bowl. Then you get to the stadium, and there's entertainment before the game. It was some guy in some, like, white mask looking with glasses that wrap around glasses. It was like something that you would think like sprockets. I'm not going to lie.
Now it's when we dance.
And I just thought to myself, how cool would it be? How cool would it be if at the end of this performance, he takes off the mask and it's Gronk? That would have been amazing. It would have been unbelievable.
Right? Gronk.
And so there was pregame entertainment, build up all week, neutral site, and Tom Brady's playing in the game.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Super Bowl.
That's all you need.
That's Super Bowl. Big national anthems, both national anthems played, and it was unbelievable. And the German fans and everyone in that stadium was into every snap. And then the games had a little bit of everything, a lot of punts to start. Then Brady touchdowns. Brady did Julio Jones, the first touchdown in the history of regular season football in Germany. Leonard Fournette, who had a passport problem similar to what I believe Peter Schrager of Good Morning Football had as well. Did you know that you can't travel if your passport's within 90 days of expiration?
I did not know that. That's what it was?
Neither did either one of them.
Wow.
And Fournette told me when I saw him on the field, because I went up to him and said, thanks for calling in the show. And so I hit up Bavarian Lenny. And he told me that the passport arrived 4 hours before he got on the plane.
That's crazy.
And he scored a touchdown. And the Seahawks then come back, bunch of turnovers, including a Lombardi Lenny, Bavarian Lenny interception targeting Tom Brady, who slips and gets called for tripping on one of the most wild plays you will see.
Wild. Because they were shredding him on that drive.
They were.
They didn't have to do a trick play.
They didn't have to do it, but they did it.
And it was going to be a 21-3 game at that point.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But then the Seahawks then go down and have a red zone turner of their own. And then the fourth quarter hits. Geno Smith scores one touchdown. They pick off Brady, who hadn't thrown an interception in 399 attempts. He was 4 attempts without an interception away from breaking Aaron Rodgers' record for most without an interception. Yep. Seahawks then get on a 4th and 1. They throw it twice, including the second one for a touchdown. Marquise Goodwin made an incredible catch. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, though, the Bucs ice it on a run from Rashad White after the 2-minute warning that was filled the entire time with the entire crowd singing John Denver. Country Road, Take Me Home. And I had no idea the Germans would know this, or internationally, that they knew I've never heard this, so we're coming back from break, and I'm thinking to myself, I hope they're still going, because I want people to hear this.
Yeah.
And, Mark Tottelman, our fantastic producer, he gets in my ear and goes, we need a promo to say the post-game show's coming up next. And I'm like, okay, but I don't think I'm going to say that. I just need to be quiet and let people hear this. we come back, and I do say, like, post-game shows next. And I'm like, they're singing John Denver here. Like, it was karaoke.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it not only kept going through the commercial break, Brady snapped the ball, handed off to Rachaad White, who went over 100 yards while they're still singing the song. And the game's over, and they started playing Sweet Caroline and Don't Stop Believin', and nobody left, and they sang in unison, all 70,000 of them, for that, too.
So great.
It was a party. I will never forget it.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
And you know who won't either?
Experience.
A guy who's been there and done that. And another first, Tom Brady is the first quarterback to win a regular season game in Germany, and had this to say.
Yeah, that was one of the great football experiences I've ever had. So it says a lot for 23 years in the league and for a regular season game. And I think the fan turnout was incredible. It felt like very electric from the time we took the field. So at the end of the game, with them singing Sweet Caroline and Country Road, that was pretty epic. So I think everyone who's a part of that experience got to have something pretty amazing memory for their life. So thank you for hosting us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Unbelievable. And just when you think, oh, he won the games, of course he feels that way. Here's the coach who lost it. This is what Pete Carroll had to say.
I've never seen a crowd like this. I've never been in a stadium where a crowd was so much in unison and connected like they were. We've been in loud stadiums and really louder maybe even, but never where everybody was. I don't know, how do they do that? I don't know how they all sing exactly the same like that, but it was really a spectacle.
It's
Pete.
It's true. Honestly.
That's so great.
It is unbelievable.
Oh, man.
What a spot. What a place. What a week. I hear, I guess they might be going back to Frankfurt next year. Well, the bar's set, man. The Wunderbar is set high.
Yeah, let's do it.
And oh, my goodness. I'm hearing Spain and France maybe next. I mean, count me in to call those games, too. The NFL, when I was first starting, the whole idea of the NFL, the whole idea of the NFL in Los Angeles was not even in the realm of being possible.
Dream.
It so fit in Germany. It fit. Now, the idea of having it there on a regular basis, 1,000,000%. Having a team there, I don't know, man. I mean,
That's tough.
The jet lag and the travel. I don't know. I don't know how that team could go west and play a game.
Oh, gosh. Can you imagine?
I can't even imagine.
I mean, 9-hour time.
I can't even imagine. Yes. It was a 9-hour. They went, the Seahawks traveled 9 time zones.
From the Pacific.
It's a nice place to visit, but
Yeah.
I don't know how it's
that on a
sustainable.
regular basis.
But in terms of sending a game there every year, 1,000,000%. There shouldn't be a year when the NFL doesn't play in Germany from now on.
2. Why not? I mean,
unbelievable.
yeah, it's cool.
I honestly, if I'm raving, there's a reason why I'm raving. I'll never forget it. And it was awesome. The Glühwein
Flowed.
It did. Unreal. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.